Welcome back to Real Trails. I'm Dwayne.
I'm Nancy.
And today we went to the Oklawaha Greenway in Brevard. Where we parked was a really bad idea.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll talk some more about that in the
Yes.
the outro. All in all, it was a fun trail.
Yes.
Very scenic. You know, one of the shorter ones that we've ridden. So what say we go ahead and hit the trail. Here's where we started out at the disc golf area, and you can see it right behind us there, kind of. And I think there's a dog park or something right around there as well. And I take that back. We're going to actually go to the bathroom first, which is always very important. Important to know where theirs are, I'm telling you. I mean, of course, I could run out in the woods and pee if I had to. Not to say I've ever done that. Anyway.
But the girl, oh, you need the bathroom.
Well, right about here, let's see. Tennis court on the left, and on the right is a picnic area. And there are bathrooms there. There's signs that say that they're closed. They're not closed. Getting up this little hill right here was kind of a challenge in the trike. I edited it out, but I actually had to jump off my trike and go help Nancy up the hill here. And I was struggling too. We don't have mountain bike tires, and we've got road bike tires.
It's gravel, look!
Yeah. And you got to figure, I mean, I'm up to 220 pounds too, so that was kind of a struggle even for me to get up there, but at least I had the weight to give me the traction. And anyway, Nancy, she just couldn't make it up on hers, so I definitely wouldn't try it on a two-wheel on a bicycle. Yeah, I feel like as loose as that gravel is, I felt like I would have slid and maybe fell if I took it a little bit too quick.
But when it's getting out now, going to the trail is fine.
Yeah. Back to the old tennis courts there. And it was a nice day. It was kind of humid, but it was a nice day out. And not a lot of traffic getting there. And this is Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Excuse me. Yeah, this is Tuesday, of course. So it might be different on a weekend. Don't know what it looks like on a Saturday, but this is Tuesday morning at God, it was what 8 o'clock?
Yes. And look at this, oh. They're going down. It's fine when it's going down.
Oh, this hill is brutal, and it is an 8% grade. And I did mention at the end of the video that it is doable, you know, to bike up it or trike. You know, it's easy to climb on a trike. But it still was pretty brutal. And it looks like over here on the left, they may be doing some clearing out, maybe expanding these trails. That's what it looks like. I don't know what else they could be doing. But it looks like they might be expanding these trails a little bit. And on the left right here where that bench is, we just passed, that I believe is part of a walking trail that circles around.
But it's good. It's good.
Yes.
But you need to bring the check the weather if there's so humid because you need many water. It's so thirsty.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you know, we had the bathroom there on that side of the trail, but you'll see here in just a minute we're going to have to turn around, and going back up that's pretty brutal, so that's not the way. The bathroom, that's kind of a concerning thing.
Yes.
There might have been one at that other park that
they got a bathroom, but you will need to go there. Brutal, no way.
Yeah. See, there's some of the workers right there. They were waving. You know, they're real friendly. But there was one of the parks in And I was just thinking about it a minute ago and can't think of the name of it, but there's some spurs, if you want to call it, on this trail that go off in the other part. And there's one that we're going to visit here shortly. We'll point it out. But it may have had a bathroom, but we were having to go out into a neighborhood and didn't really want to do that. We didn't have to go far. We probably could have just rode up to it and ran over, used the bathroom, and left. That's not what we were wanting to do at the time.
All I can remember and all of that trail is first you will see the muddy.
Yeah.
Second, you will see the workers, but you will ask them first if you can pass by.
Well, see, that's why I got a little bit quiet too. You don't really notice the dirt on the trail. I guess looking at the video, you don't see it. But it's like a thin layer of sand on all of it. You see some of the muddier areas. The only issue is if you have tires like ours, which are basically made for paved,
Yes.
riding, you're not going to have a lot of traction. My front tires are racing tires, and I don't do well in mud or anything at all. Let's see, we were moseying. Oh yeah, we still did have a little ways to go. I mean, it's nice, and it's kind of, the cameras don't really do it justice. It's very quiet, and looks like this area was ravaged pretty good by a lane or something, maybe wind or something. I'm not sure, but you can definitely see some areas where the water flooded.
You can see the video of mine when you can see my legs because my camera is in my breast, in my belly. That's why sometimes it's hard to adjust.
Yeah, that's true. You have yours. Nancy's actually wearing I guess it's a harness.
Yes.
And it's a Brave Force, sort of the GoPro knockoff. And it's a Brave Force. It's pretty decent, for what it is. And it's inside of a waterproof case. We do that just to keep the dust and grime out of it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have a lens cover, but yeah, she's using the Brave 4, and I've got the Insta360 X4 mounted right behind my seat, and I'm trying to keep my shiny bald head out of the picture as much as I can.
Me, sometimes they are pulling down the camera because he's in my belly. That's why you see always in my forehead.
Well, I think that we could mount it to your helmet.
I don't want because it's so heavy. I like only in my belly.
Yeah.
Because it will disturb.
Okay, now here's the flooded area. I almost turned around and was going to try it. I told Nancy, if it's only like an inch or two deep, it's no big deal. These two people here told us that they come down to visit, and the last time they come down, the way they talked, it was maybe within the past few weeks it was flooded, and they had to turn around. So we're all doing the same thing. We're all just kind of turning around here, and we're going to go on to another parking area. This one, if you use Trail Links, you can see where all these parking areas are, and this was the next one up. We probably could have biked it on the road. Probably could have got on the road and just biked around here. No way am I doing that on the trail.
Yeah, I don't want the brutal.
Yeah, that'd be an exceptionally bad idea. I don't want to die. And if everybody will stick around and watch, we'll show you here at the end. Yeah, I don't think I recorded it. So anyway, no, I didn't. Because right there where we started out, when we come back to the end of the trail to go across the road, well, when we're coming back from that is when you nearly got hit. I'm chasing somebody. I wish I had that recording because I'm chasing a car down on the trike.
No, I told him, no.
Hey, if it had been on a downhill, I'd have caught him. Because, like I said, they were. I could see the person in the car. They were looking down. They were looking at their phone.
Yes.
And nearly hit you. And I'm sitting there. We got our blinkers on and throwing my hand up. And luckily, you're like a speed racer on that trike, so you were good. But yeah, you have to be careful. Even crossing the road, there's no shortage of people not paying attention. And I can see plain as day this woman looking down at her phone. She's about to get chased down on the trikes. That's crazy. But here's the shot of this creek, and I'm not sure what the name of it. Yeah, I hear that music too. I hope that's not coming through on here too.
Okay. Oh, good. It's very good. But you need some water. You will be thirsty.
That's true, but there are those little spurs, and I think we're coming up to. Let's see, we couldn't do it on the other end of the trail, but yeah, we're gonna come up to some spurs on this one. We're gonna take one of those into Patton Park?
There's so many flowers and fruits that they're flower. They say the butterfly.
I really should pay more attention, but it wasn't Patton Park. That was on the way back. This one, it kind of goes off into a residential area where we head off. But most of the trails like this right here is fairly clean, fairly flat. A few areas like this right here where it's a little bit dirty. If you don't have what do you call them? Fenders?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get dirty. And
Yeah.
There's no. I mean, I'm sure there's something out there we can mount on the trike, but I just haven't looked yet. We found that out the hard way on the tandem bike. But so far, everybody that we encounter on the trail, just like this guy, everybody seems to be fairly.
Even
friendly.
the workers, we asked them, "Oh, can we pass by?"
Yeah, and they were real nice. Everybody was. And that's kind of a contrast. As much as I like the Little Sugar Creek Greenway, the people were not friendly. Most of them were not. And that's cool. I mean, we ain't got to chit chat. We ain't got to be pals. But, at least acknowledge me. Make eye contact or something just so that you know that I'm there. Okay, this is that little spur. The first one. And, the part that it goes to, I think, starts with an S. It wasn't Sullivan, was it? Doesn't matter.
I always tell when the people, "Hi, good morning, good afternoon, I'm your left." That's the only the conversation that I got.
Well, that's why I tried to get, a shot of us actually speaking to people. No, we're not just blazing through here, ignoring everyone. So yeah, we are interacting with the people out there. And for the most part, and especially on this trail, everybody was extremely friendly. Same thing with the other ones. Like I said, the only one that I've run into so far was the Little Sugar Creek Greenway, and maybe the Swamp Rabbit is a little bit,
But we do that
less
in
than
Saturday. That's why maybe that's more crowded.
Well, my issue with that one was you had bikers, and I don't know if I even managed to get it on video, but you had the biker, wrecking, the runner falling. They're tripping on nothing and wrecking on nothing. It's like, darn, dude, you can't walk a ride. Okay, here's that residential neighborhood, and right in front. Actually, I might have a shot of it here. Right behind Nancy on the left, there's another park back there. I think there's probably a bathroom, but we just didn't want to venture around there at the moment.
Because sometimes they got you need to climb in the higher. No, I don't have any plan to go up in the way.
Yeah. Luckily that wasn't too bad, but I did see a biker, not a biker, a cyclist, someone on a bicycle, skedaddling through there. So, I don't know.
And I think they are still cleaning and repairing some of
The trail?
yes.
I agree with you on that, 100%. And when we get further down the trail, you remember where we saw that
Yeah.
that backhoe? I believe that what happened, there was some debris down the trail, what it looks like anyway. Some debris stopped up or dammed up the creek there, and might have caused it to run over a bank. It's banks, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's some kind of information out there on the internet. I keep forgetting we got the interwebs, the www. And all we got to do is just Google it. And you ain't got to Google it. You can Bing it if you want to or whatever.
But it's good. But it's good that you can see personally. Oh, look, oh.
Oh, there's some water there, but it's funny too when we're talking to someone and we're trying to describe, and we do this all the time. I see this at work, people trying to explain to someone where something is, like a restaurant. And it's like, you don't have to do that. I mean, they're giving them detailed instructions and all these landmarks. What they do, GPS, bro. Everybody's got phones. Why are we still doing that? Okay. I'm not sure we're going to the left. I think that might have been another park or something, was it? There's a couple other spurs. Oh, no.
That's the garden.
That, I know where I am now. That's Patton Park. We do that on the way back. I take that back. We didn't go to Patton Park because it was super steep, remember?
Yes.
And we'd already climbed one steep hill, and it's like, I don't want to walk the trike up this again. So here's a little sitting area.
Because if we climb there, you will push me again.
Well, I didn't know how far it was up that hill, and I didn't want to, just have to be walking and clipping shoes or having to switch shoes to walk up that hill. And it's not like we're never going back again. Next time we go back, we'll park. Not where we parked, where we parked this last time. Actually, there's a better parking spot on up.
Just BC.
Right. So we'll park at that one. Just riding back this way. Here's a little bridge we crossed here over the creek. And it's kind of wild on the right side. It's like two of them run into one. Unless they split somewhere further down. So yeah, it's looks like two creeks running into one.
But it stink.
Yeah, there was one spot out there we're going to get to that. We're getting closer to it. And it smelled like straight urine and sewage. It was bad. And it was funny because these things right up here, that's what these are. They're septic. They had a septic service pumping them out or something. So that made me wonder if maybe there was some, leakage on the trail. We just kind of sped through a good portion of this right here. It's kind of unremarkable. Nice, don't get me wrong, but it was nothing. It was scenic, but not unusual.
Look, they're cutting the grass.
Now, the thing is, we rode right past that right there, that little teepee and all that, and I didn't even see it until we started doing the video. I'm like, whoa, how did I miss that? So I must have been gawking at something over on the left side. But, yeah, I didn't even see that when I rode through the first time.
Look at the cloud. She's very good.
I actually do that, I move the camera around or the scene around like this just so the people watching can see everything around it, because you and I know we're constantly looking around, just kind of checking out the scenery. So I'm letting the viewer do the same thing with me with the scenery.
And be careful. It's so, what do you call? The one that I observed them is a little bit always zigzag.
Yep. What are we eating?
Penny pig.
Penny pigs. That is a popsicle, folks. That is Tagalog, Filipino. The popsicle. Yeah, I forgot about it sitting there and it was calling to me. And I think that creek, or whatever, runs, it's over on the right, but, even with the camera all the way up, or, the selfie stick all the way extended, I still couldn't see it.
Now I know and realize why the camera that I use is going down. because my husband camera is stuck. Now I got. He can get the top of this camera, and my camera is go down, so I can see the dirt, I can see the mud, and I can see my foot.
I try to make it look like sort of a drone view, but you know, I get a shot at you get a better shot of you. So it's almost like you're being, except when you see my shoes kicking up, it's almost like you're being chased by a drone.
Yeah, sometimes you look like I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Now to the left.
I beat you, but you edit.
Well, I was going to say to the left there. I didn't realize I cut that out that quick. But to the left was another park, and here's where they're pumping out the septic tank.
That's
And,
stinky.
Yeah, it was kind of gross under the bridge. It smelled weird. It smelled kind of weird. You said this is really nice through here. I wish that over on the right was cleared off a little bit better, so we could see the creek while we're riding. But still, I'm not mad at it.
Maybe next time we will drive in our tandem bike.
Yeah, we'll have to do these on the tandem. There's a few that we haven't done on it yet. But all in all, you consider the damage that was done by Helene, and I know this is up in the area where they got it bad. I see you wagging your head there.
Yeah.
But all in all, I mean, considering the damage that they incurred, it looks pretty decent. It looks pretty good. The trail's in good shape.
Sorry, I'm eating.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to find. I'm just kind of looking here to see if there's some. Oh yeah, there it is. That's what I was looking for. That's where you see a bunch of debris, like logs and stuff. Excuse me, in the water.
They're cleaning like a cat. I call them cats.
Well, it's funny because I'm thinking maybe that right there caused the issue on the other end of the trail with the flooding. Maybe this creek got backed up, dammed up with those sticks and whatnot, and caused all that other mess. But see, here we're riding to the northern, I guess it'd be sort of like northwestern end. So the trailhead northwest of where we started. And I don't think
I think we are near into the end.
Well, I had to correct myself there. That wasn't a trailhead. It just ended there. Yeah, I think we're getting close to it. This is a pretty brutal hill. And we actually stopped. We edited it out. You had to excuse me for hiccuping. But, yeah, I edited it out because we had to stop here at the shade and rest for a minute because this was actually a really brutal hill. It's hard to tell. You can't really see the incline, with either camera. But, yeah, we sat in the shade there for a minute, and it still continued uphill a little bit. And then just beyond this was the other parking lot, the one that I think we probably should use. So what I'll do is I'm going to Google it and see where it is and pin it. And that way anyone watching can park there, and we'll have a record of it so we know when we go back where we want to park.
And you will use our tandem bike so that we can climb the brutal hill.
Yeah, we can get around a lot quicker on it. The trikes are good if you want to take in the scenery. You ain't no hurry. But if we're really trying to get from point A to point B and see some stuff, then the tandem bike. I mean, this is it's a 3.5 or 3.8 mile trail. Again, I should pay more attention to these details, but it just wasn't that important. But a 3-mile trail on the tandem bike, it'd take us a minute. I mean, we could have that done in just a few minutes.
Yeah, it's good weather. But reminder, You need to drink so much water.
Speaking of which, there's a fountain right there. However, there is not a bathroom around here. And if you notice, we haven't passed one yet, except for maybe that park that we went to there earlier in the video that we didn't actually go to. But yeah, there's nothing here. I mean, I'd settle for a porta potty, just something. It ain't like I gotta pee constantly. It's not like that. But I like to know that I have that, so I don't have to sit here and worry about it and try to figure out where I can run out into the woods. You
When
know
your
what I mean?
belly hurts, you cannot tell.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. Yeah, what if there's that? I mean, I don't want to take a dump in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be pretty rough. You know, have a bear roll up on me while I'm crapping. That's what I need.
That's why we're returning.
Well, if you look over to the right here, you see where they were moving a lot of trees, clearing off some land. I don't know what's going on with that construction, but that's what this runs into. So you go across the road into an orange fence, and that's it. Now here's Patton Park. There's the little sitting area we rode around earlier. And we're getting ready to head down this hill. But we didn't go all the way to Patton Park, obviously.
Well, it looks like we are checking only with our tandem bikes, checking the scenery.
Well, yeah, I kind of zoomed on past you because I was going to try to get a running start up that hill, and I was like, nah. I mean, I could probably do that. Okay, now just to recap, this is where we started at the truck. Okay, we hung a left. That's where the video started. Well, I'll take that back. That's not where the video started, but that other section of the trail.
Yeah.
You know, we started out in that tiny little parking area. So now we're going the opposite direction. We went across the road. I forgot to turn the camera on before we started. But we went across the road and rode the sidewalk. I mean, literally it was just 50 feet maybe.
That's the terrain. That's the bridge that we're talking.
Yeah, there's somebody living on that area because it smells like urine and feces for sure.
I see the
this
shirt.
Yeah, there's some stuff there. Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, a little muddy area. And now that I'm looking at it, there must have been a lot of damage through here. This must have been a wreck. And you see the yellow tape, so they had this blocked off earlier on down. It seems like there's another area of the trail that had that same yellow tape blocking it off, like on the other side. I mean, it wasn't blocked off, but they just had the tape there at one point.
But they just finished cleaning.
Well, here we are coming up on the end. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Because someone is cutting someone is cutting already the grass. That's why maybe it said it's clear already.
Yeah, I think they cleared a lot of debris out of the way, and like you said, cut the vegetation back a little bit. And here's where we run into this cyclist. He said the water was up to his pedals, and yeah, that would have soaked us good. That would have been a detriment. So we decided to not go through the flooded area, and we just turned around and went back. Final thoughts on the Oklawaha Greenway. We did mention, I think we mentioned anyway, that there were some muddy spots and a flooded spot on it. Did you want to say anything about that?
There's so many. Some of them are muddy parts, and some of them are flooded. And the one that I observed is there are, what do you call?
Oh yeah, the trail's kind of curvy, and there's no real like hard downhills. The issue lies in the fact that there's dirt and mud on the trail. It looks like there was a good bit of flooding around it. We parked initially was next to a disc golf, maybe a dog park and a disc golf park. And from there we had a very steep downhill.
Yes.
And we ran into this flooded area that we mentioned earlier.
Nice.
Had to turn around. And coming back up into that parking lot was an 8% grade. It's doable, okay? But at the same time, I'm really having to, push on the pedals. I'm scared I'm going to break the seat again on my trike, or worse, break the chain. So we wound up walking the trikes back up and just going to a different parking area.
But it's good. I like it. I like it. Only be careful lang because it's a curvy.
Yeah, and we have no idea what that flooded area is like. And the guy said at the end of the video there, one of the bikers we spoke with, he said it was about 50 yards. So you're looking at, what, about 150 feet. So that's not terrible, but he did say that it was up to his pedals. So, yeah, we're definitely not going through that on the trike. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. We'll put a link in the comment, not in the comments, in the description to show you where we parked. I don't know if the other parking area is any better. The other two probably are. But I will show you where we parked and where you don't want to park. That said, I'm Dwayne.
I'm Nancy.
We're Real Trails, and we will see you out there.
And